Good afternoon. I'd like to call the Finance and Audit Committee to order for today, Tuesday, October 18, 2022. Cindy, have roll call.
Ms. Richards? Mr. Toller?
Here.
Ms. Dominguez?
Present.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Present. This time we'll take up and discuss the accounts payable check register for August 16, 2022 to September 15, 2022 in the amount of $22,765,686.71. Good afternoon, Ms. Kay Roberts.
It doesn't need any board, it doesn't need any board action. It's not on. Never can get the microphone right. Thank you. There's no board action needed for the accounts payable check register, but I do know that Ms. Abrams had brought it to my attention that we need to look into the vendors on the Bank of America again, and we'll do that first thing in the morning.
Yeah, if we could just itemize out what those were, I mean, that would let us know where that money's being spent at.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
A total of $50,000, so it's,
Yeah.
Getting up there. We did, like I said, we had it at one time, but the program must have kicked it out again, but y'all had it itemized at one time. So if we could just get it back
We will.
again.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Moving on to B, discuss the year-to-date budget to actual comparison schedule for July and August of 2022.
This is also for information purposes. If y'all have any questions, I'll be glad to try to address them.
Anybody have any questions on the year-to-date budget? All good? All right. C, consider approval for the district to continue to pay 100% of the employee Med Plus Gap Plan supplemental insurance for 2023. Ms. Stilley and Mr. Powell.
Yes, Mr. President. We have this item on the agenda. As you know, for our employees that have the Pelican 100 plan, the district has paid the Med Plus Gap plan for our employees that have that plan, which is a supplement that pays basically the items that are not covered by their basic health insurance plan. We would like to seek approval tonight for the board to approve. It's a 20% increase in the premium rate for our employees for this 2023 school year, starting in January, actually. It's just for the 2023 year. We're going to actually seek approval from LDOE to pay the 20% increase with federal funds that align to employee well-being and ensuring our employees are healthy. We already have budgeted the $1.3 million in our budget that our board approved for this school year, 2023, for the Med Plus plan, but the 20% is not approved by the board, the 20% increase, which they're going to increase in January. So I talked to Ms. Lanier in the federal programs area, and she believes that she can get that 20% approved through that for us, for our employees. And so that estimated cost of that is about $20,000 a month.
Families, this is Michael Kyle.
And and about $240,000 for this year of for 2023 for the yearly rate increase, but about $20,000 a month. And as I was thinking about why would we recommend to continue to do this? Just, some of the things that I thought about was, better medical coverage for our employees, first and foremost, for employees that have the Pelican plan, which gives us healthier employees for them and our families. They don't have all the deductibles and things, out-of-pocket expenses. It's also a recruitment and retention strategy for us because both of our neighboring parishes in Livingston and St. Tammany do not offer the Med Plus. So when we go to the job fairs, it's one of the things that we make sure that we tell them about because it is an advantage that we can offer them here in Tangipahoa. We do save on our insurance contributions for our employees. I think Henry can talk about that a little bit, Mr. Powell. And then, of course, our employees save money on their premiums that they pay for their health insurance plan overall, period. Mr. Powell, did you have some things that you wanted to share? I know you prepared a document.
Thank you, Madam President. Looking at this, I just want to point out one thing on this sheet you're looking at. If you look at where it says employee and it says $462, that's supposed to be 462 participants. Okay? It's not supposed to be a dollar amount. So you have currently 462 employee onlys covered, 112 with their spouse, 307 children, and 318 with family.
Okay.
So you have a little over 1,200 on the plan. And as you can see, now if you go across the board, the annual cost that was budgeted and approved versus the new cost where the increase would come in at $20,069 a month. Basically, even though it is an increase this year, since 2020, Tangipahoa School District has averaged around $350,000 of savings versus how it was when everybody was covered under the Magnolia Plan. And the employees started out at 1.1 million, and this year into 2023, they'll realize a $1.5 million savings over if they were back in the old Magnolia Plan. So overall, it's been a tremendous savings. However, now in the fourth year with the 20% increase, that's where we're coming in asking you to approve the additional. To Mrs. Stilley's point, the employees basically have a zero deductible, zero out of pocket, except for their prescription drugs. So it is a very nice benefit to the employees, versus where most of them were, they had the old $400 deductible and $3,500 out of pocket, $8,500 if you were on the family. So basically, it took your insurance plan to, I would say, gold to double platinum, which is a very good benefit for your employees. So with the state going up 4.5% across the board, it will be a slight increase to your employees. So if you continue to pay the Med Plus, I think that will all offset that little increase they're going to get on their medical side versus the gap side.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make this motion for, accept the recommendation for the administration to proceed with this.
All right, motion made by Mr. Toller,
Second.
second by Mr. Dominguez.
So this would be the employees that are currently signed up or are about to sign up right now. What if we have a lot more people that sign up?
Very good question. So we feel like the plan is saturated from where it started to where it is today. That doesn't mean more people won't enroll, and it doesn't mean we would lose enrollment, okay, which I don't know why you would. However, we have, since the first year, we saw a giant leap the second year, and we have pretty much stayed flat. So those people who are familiar with the two programs typically have made a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Those people who are not familiar with them, who are talking to a coworker and they may mention it, there is obviously, it's a no-brainer to go into the Med Plus side. However, you're still going to save premium dollar off of what you pay as your portion of the Magnolia plan. You're still saving around $156 a month from that person. So in reality, you want employees to go from the Magnolia to the HRA plan. So it costs you around $600 a year for them to move versus almost $2,000 for them to be on that one plan. So yes, that price could change. However, it's going to adjust accordingly. Each employee that moves from the higher plan to the Med Plus plan is going to save you money on your medical premium.
Okay.
So it almost offsets itself.
one of the things I just want to make sure that if I can get this right, and math is not my strong suit, but this looks like this is about a $1,200 bonus per year, per policy, or per family, or per employee.
Right on the money.
That needs to be disseminated to our employees. Whenever we get some kickback because of the state rates going up to 4% or whatever the case may be, we need the help of the union and everybody else to make sure the employees know that this is being absorbed 100% by us. So this is more or less a 13 check, or however you want to call it. This is a big perk for them.
Actually, it's even more than that, because if you have children and spouses that
Yes.
go to the hospital a lot, and you get a lot of deductibles.
Oh yeah, that's not counting the savings.
Exactly.
That's just upfront cost to your
Right,
insurance.
right.
So,
If you apply the amount of money that's been saved through deductibles and co-insurance, it goes into like $15 million over
Right.
4 years, which is amazing. You know, you're talking about almost $4.5 million a year that your employees are saving.
absolutely.
So if you take the premium dollar savings of to you, a premium dollar saving to the employee, then the benefit saving on top of that, what's been paid out, it's really getting into a gigantic number.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a no-brainer.
And look, very rarely do we receive thank you calls in our office, very rarely. But as far as the MedPlus program goes, we've received numerous thank you calls.
Yeah.
And it all comes back to you guys for allowing it to happen, for sure.
Well, thank you.
Yep, sounds good.
Call for question?
Any call for a question?
Is there a difference, or how much of a difference is there, if there is any, in the healthcare providers that the employees will be able to?
There's none.
No
There's
difference.
It's the same network,
Yep, same,
which is the best
same
network
coverage.
available
Yeah.
in the state program.
Question's been called for. We'll call for vote. Ms. Cindy?
Voting is open.
Yes.
Voting is closed. Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, that's all the items on the agenda for finance. So at this time, we'll adjourn this meeting.